Well, a funny thing happened on the way to a press conference hosted by Immigration Minister Ahmed Hussen. Namely, the Q&A segment of the presser got cancelled. Was it because the rebels showed up to ask some serious questions that those in the media party are not asking? That's what it looks like to us. Well, after flying all the way to Marrakesh to cover the UN Global Compact on Migration, only to get barred from the premises and ignored by Immigration Minister Hussen, we were delighted to learn that the Right Honourable Minister would be dropping by Toronto's Ryerson University last Friday to deliver a speech regarding the compact, and even better, he'd be staging a press conference prior to his speech. Well, naturally, we made a beeline for Ryerson, but alas, when federal Liberals see a rebel reporter, well, let's just say we are greeted in the same sort of fashion as a certain Ebony and Ivory Looney Tunes character.
Why have they all go?
In any event, here's the chronology. Mr. Hussen entered the building at approximately 6 p.m. He saw us waiting outside the meeting room along with other media for his 6:15 press conference. Mr. Hussen made a hard right turn and disappeared into a different room. In fact, he didn't even resurface until after 6:45. He was more than a half hour late for his own press conference. Maybe he was hoping we'd get bored and leave, but we're stubborn jackasses here at the Rebel. Mr. Hussen eventually decided to face the music. Now a press conference usually works like this, folks. The person giving the conference makes a statement and then entertains questions from the media. But instead, here's what happened on Friday.
Hello. So, very happy to be here. Just got back from Morocco to conclude the Global Compact for Migration, as well as having a local program in Morocco to promote Francophone immigration and some of the programming that we have in Morocco broadly as the Government of Canada. As you see, we have a room full of people, mainly students on a Friday night. I'm very excited to join them to talk about the Global Compact for Migration, why it's important, why it's in Canada's interest to work with other countries on what is essentially a global issue, and to continue to disseminate the real facts behind the Global Compact for Migration, and to dispel myths and misinformation and, quite frankly, fear that's being spread by the opposition, primarily the Federal Conservative Party of Canada and Andrew Scheer, really spreading fear and myths about what is essentially an unbinding agreement that is important to collaborate with other countries on. Thank you so much.
Wow, what a great presser. No questions taken, not one. But another makeshift modification happened after his feel-good talk with a friendly audience. Namely, the moderator said that in the Q&A session, priority would be given to Ryerson students. And again, I think this was yet another purposeful ploy to avoid interacting with us. When the session wrapped, the minister hobnobbed with attendees as my cameraman and I stood by the exit door to nab him. We just wanted to ask him 3 very important questions about the UN Compact on Migration. Again, 3 questions nobody in the mainstream media is asking. But that Ahmed Hussen, oh, he's as slippery as a greased eel, let me tell you. He found another door to exit the room. We gambled where he might be headed, and we guessed right. As he galloped back to a private meeting room, I asked the minister if he could entertain our questions, and here's what happened. Minister, could I grab you for a quick question, please? David Menzies, Rebel Media. Minister? Sir, can I just grab you for a quick question on a clarification point? Just trying to find out, does it mean that the legal rights of migrants that are being given in the compact are already in Canada? Well, sir, we actually tried...
It's a private room.
Private room?
Well, we tried.
Okay, so as per the minister's request, I did indeed contact his office via email. That's what he told me to do, right? And keep in mind, he stated in his speech at Ryerson that he was open to fact-based debate when it comes to the migrant issue.
Some politicians, especially in the Conservative Party of Canada, have decided to use this issue to spread fear and division, and it's not based on facts. I'm happy to debate, and our government is happy to debate anyone on some of these issues, but you can't scare Canadians with myths and talk about how the UN is going to take over our immigration system.
But it would appear that Mr. Hussen talks the talk, but has a lot of problems walking the walk, because some 3 days later, my questions remain unanswered. And by the way, here are those 3 queries. I think they're very important. You be the judge. Question number 1. Section 33F of Canada's Immigration Act says this act is to be construed and applied in a manner that complies with international human rights instruments to which Canada is signatory. Doesn't that mean all the legal rights migrants are given in this agreement are imported into our Canadian law? Question number 2. Paragraph 21I of the Compact says Canada will facilitate access to procedures for family reunification for migrants at all skill levels. Does this reflect Canadian policy? And if not, why did you sign it, Minister? And finally, question number 3, paragraph 33C of the Compact says Canada will, quote, promote pro-migration media outlets and educate journalists and stop allocation of public funding or material support to media that are not supportive of migration. Therefore, will the new media bailout fund be used in such a way? Well, there you have it, folks. Try as we might, the Trudeau Liberals simply will not answer these 3 questions, and they're certainly not getting these questions from their trained seals in the mainstream media. But you know something? I think that when it comes to the UN Migrant Compact and what it really means to Canada, the Liberal silence, well, it kind of speaks volumes, doesn't it? For the Rebel.media, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. It seems that everyone wants to communicate by texting these days. The problem is people just assume they can text any number and the text will be received. But what if the intended recipient never got that text? This can lead to bad customer relations and lost business. Now you can make any number a textable number. Introducing Unite's Text Me. Unite's Text Me allows you to receive text messages on your business number, even if it's an old-style landline. And you can even respond back to those texts. For more information, visit www.textmeanywhere.com. That's www.textmeanywhere.com, or simply text 877-864-8363.